Happy Sunday, everybody. What's happening, Wisdom Warriors? Back at it for another video. How's everybody doing on this chilly Sunday morning and rainy, at that matter? We haven't had the sun in a couple days, and it is what it is. I love me some sun and some warmth, and it's almost June, and yeah, it's in the 50s. So, anyways, getting into it, today is none other than the Sunday sermon. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Hope your week has been going well. I have a couple things in my notes that I wanted to speak about here on the sermon. So we're gonna talk about a few things that I feel like are really important right now as we're headed forward into the summer, deeper into 2024, as we leave May this week and begin a new month of June. I've been feeling a lot of different things. I want to start off with that and what I've been feeling. I've been waking up feeling anxious. I haven't felt that in a long time, but I would say, over maybe the last month, I've definitely felt that when I wake up in the morning. I've definitely felt exhausted physically. I actually really had to take a step back yesterday because in a while I haven't felt my neck kind of do it, like sort of a spasm, but not fully. And I immediately stopped the breathing technique I was doing with yoga because I felt it and I feel it kind of, I can turn it and everything. It's not like it used to be where I would have these massive spasms, but I have been stretching weekly. So I know that has helped immensely. And but it made me take a step back and realize I have to do more self-care. I have to take care of myself more. I have to do things for me. Like, I've been putting it off for a few weeks, but I've been getting messages to find someone and get a massage. I haven't had one of those in a very long time. I would venture to say probably even before 2020. Just more going into nature, more spending time in nature, more time spending just in community and connecting with others, which I've been doing more than I've ever done. Thanks to me being guided to the Akashic Records, which has then connected me with so many beautiful individuals that I'm so grateful to have met and connected to. And not only that, but this YouTube channel has brought me in connection with individuals that I'm collaborating with. And not only that, the podcast, which I have announced on this channel and I have put in the description. So if you haven't checked it out already, go to Spiritual Bootcamp Just Breathe, and please subscribe and please watch the videos. I'm going to be premiering a new one. I'm not sure yet, but this week. And check out our website, spiritualbootcamp.net. It's continuing to grow. We're currently in the process of making a lot of changes to it, and including video and the audio that's already on there. We have roughly about 10 podcasts on there, which is a lot of hours because some of them are well over 2 hours. So yeah, there's a lot of good content on there for you to learn from and level up and grow. And but anyways, getting back to what I've been feeling, and maybe you've been feeling the same thing, just kind of almost feeling like motivation, but then not motivation in certain aspects. Uh, you know, um, things are really, really changing, like massively. The energies are shifting massively. Consciousness is shifting. We're changing. We're I'm seeing it all over the place. Yes, of course, as the light gets brighter, the darkness gets brighter. Or gets louder. I want to say. Let me rephrase that. As the light gets brighter, the darkness gets louder, and that's always the case. And you know, the darkness will come for you if your light gets brighter, and that's not something for you to be scared of or fearful of. We are guided. We are protected. We're going to be okay no matter what. It's just the mere fact is, are you going to be able to withstand these changes? And do you want to? And do you want to be a part of this shift in evolution? This shift in evolutionary consciousness. I'm noticing a lot of individuals, a lot of humanity is disconnected from spirituality. It's been a very common theme I've been seeing more and more. And not only that, just a lot of individuals are attacking the spiritual community or spiritual individuals, or, uh, you know, um, because we're kind of essentially, I wouldn't even say kind of, but we're on God's path, versus being conforming to what society and the matrix wants us to be, and being in that flow state, going with the flow, following what really feels good to you, what really feels in alignment with you, which I've been doing more and more and more, and it's leading me to meeting so many amazing individuals and creating so many different collaborations and so many different beautiful things that are birthing out of it. And it's really, really been beautiful. I mean, I can't say it enough how many amazing people I've met along this journey now, and I'm so thankful and grateful for that. The connection, and I see it more and more. I see people that have been seeking these divine connections for so long, which is something that I felt was coming for a lot of us this year. They're meeting their divine partners, the ones that they're actually doing this work together with. And I've seen two people that I follow for a very, very long time, and I have a lot of respect for, have now come into these partnerships that they're teaming up and doing life's purpose and their purposeful work and their life's work together. And that's what I've been feeling going into 2023. I haven't found that yet. I hope that I do very soon. It's something that I've been looking for and asking for my entire life. And I just have to trust and believe that it's coming. Another big message that I want to bring home to you all today is trust. Trust in what's unfolding. Trust what's happening for you. Trust that we're all on our own journeys and different journeys, and you can't compare your journey with somebody else's journey. I know that we've been conditioned with social media and just the way that, we've been brought up to compare ourselves to our neighbors, compare ourselves to our friends, our family members, just everything we do. And the internet and all of these social media platforms and everything has essentially kind of leaned us into that or pushed us into that. And you don't need to do that, man. Trust that your journey is your journey and your path is your path. Whatever that looks like, wherever you're at, because there's a reason that you're where you are. And there's a reason that I'm where I am. And yes, it's easy to do that. I do that all the time. I go on YouTube and I'm like, why is my subscriber count taking so long to change or move up? You know, or it'll be like, oh, one subscriber, and then it just sits for a while, and then, or it'll be a couple little move up, and then it'll just sit there, you know, and then, or randomly you'll get comments and then you won't get anything at all, or, you know, and you have to trust that it all happens in divine timing. It all happens when it's meant to happen, you know, and trust that you're being prepared for that. Trust that, again, I have to do the same thing for myself. I'm constantly having to do that. I constantly have to reel myself in, you know, because it's very, very easy to look at somebody else's channel and somebody that you're following, and maybe they had less subscribers than you did, and then all of a sudden they just shoot up, you know, and you don't know the work they've been putting in within themselves, within their life. You don't know where their journey is supposed to take them and at what point it takes them where they're supposed to go. Everybody's on a different journey, a different timeline, a different frequency, has different purposes, different aspirations, different dreams and goals. We all have different purposes here, and none of them are one and the same. Even though you may think that this person has the same past as you do, or it's very similar, it's completely different. Even though they may have been bullied, they may have been dealt the same similar cards, but they view their life, they view their journey, their dreams, their aspirations, they view everything completely different from a different lens than you do. So they're not the same, and it will never be the same. Because not only that, but their soul chose a path before they came here. Not fully. Again, we'll get deeper in this topic because I still want to go over this topic in another video. But we all chose our paths to a certain extent of where it's going to lead us to. And again, we have free will and freedom of choice. And free will gives us the free will to choose a different path, choose a different exit point, choose a different, you may feel like you're guided down this path, but then you're like, no, the hell with this. I want to go to the addictions. I want to go to the making lots of money. I want to go to this part. And then you veer down this road for a little while. And then you get nudged and pushed back down this path. You know, and the universe always has a funny way of stepping in. And, you know, another topic I really want to dive into, you know, because a lot of people that are going through these really, really challenging physical, mental, emotional experiences that have pushed them to the brink or to rock bottom, there's a reason for it. There's a reason for it. And, you know, I don't want to fully get into it in this video because it's going to be an extensive topic. And I really want to give it justice, you know, so I'm not really going to go into that, you know, because I don't want anybody, you know, commenting and they don't really understand what I fully want to convey and bring home to with that topic. Because it took me a very long time to understand it on a deeper level. Why we're seeing so many health challenges or people exiting the planet or people going through difficult challenges. And to sum it all up, it's really the universe waking you up. And it's your choice if you want to wake up or not. And like my dad said for many, many years, I can't help you if you're not ready. And here's my number when you're ready. Because you can end up, it's almost like you trying to pull somebody onto the inner tube in the ocean, trying to save them, and they pull you under with them. So you have to be very cognizant of that, and you know, not try to give too much of yourself if someone's not ready, because you can't change them if they're not ready. I've been down that road myself with smoking cigarettes. Everybody tried to tell me for 20, 30 years, hey man, you should stop. Hey, you should stop. A little more aggressive than that, but they tried to get me to stop, and wasn't ready until I was ready. And that goes the same for when the universe steps in and you hit rock bottom. It's your decision if you want to change. You have that choice. Just like my father was told in the Akashic Records, he had that choice. He could have changed. He had 3 months to change. Just like he was given by a doctor back in 97 a week to live, and he changed. And he made it. And he lived to tell the tale. And he made it on the other side. 25 years later, he was still living and healthy and thriving. So you have that choice to make in a lot of different ways, but in the end, all these choices you make, some are harder. Like the road is much harder if you go down that one versus going down another one where you're in alignment, where you're trusting, where you're following what the universe is telling you and guiding you to do. Those roads are much easier, but still harder because you have to step into the unknown. You have to trust, which is a very, very difficult thing to do. They're both difficult, but the one that kind of has resistance will be a lot harder because there's going to be a lot of mountains to climb, a lot of trials and tribulations, versus the one that you just step into the unknown, you jump into the unknown, and you trust in God, in the universe, that you're going to be guided in the proper way. That's quicker, but a lot more difficult because you have to believe in the unknown, that you can't see what you can't see. Not that you can see the other path either, but sometimes the other path you have so-called safety. Maybe you have a job that's paying you weekly a paycheck, and you're getting that paycheck every week, but it's still not safety because that rug usually can get pulled pulled from underneath you when the universe is ready to and said, it's time, and so I wouldn't say any of them are easy, but the more roads you take that you are kicking and screaming and fighting with resistance are the hardest ones, because they can come with really severe health challenges, and a lot of other things, financially, or or just things start crumbling because they need to crumble for you to continue to grow and evolve. And so yeah, I mean, a lot of what we're seeing in the external is because a lot of humanity is resisting and fighting and kicking and screaming from what is meant for them to do here and why they chose to come here. A lot of us have big purposes and actually volunteered to come here. Again, we all chose to come here, but a lot of us, like light workers and the 144,000 and the star seeds and all these different names that you want to call them, actually volunteered to shift humanity, be a part of this collective consciousness shift, and really participate in it. Then you have ones that just came to experience all of it, have fun. They probably did what they needed to do in the previous life, so now they came to experience all of it and have fun and just live it up. And there was others that are not fully awake, or maybe never will awaken because their soul chose not to. So that's why to come full circle with it, that's why I'm basically saying that how we all are on different journeys and different paths, and you can't compare yourself to somebody else and what they're experiencing and why are they experiencing it easier than you are. You don't really know that. You're not walking in their shoes. It may look that way from the external, like they always say, the grass is greener. And so you just have to focus on what your path is, what your purpose is, why you're here, why you came here, and ask as many questions as you can. Walk in nature and ask the universe, why did I come here? What did I come here to do? I would love more assistance in remembering why I came here, what I came here to do, what my purpose is. Ask. You will get the answers you need. You may not get it in that moment, but it will come. They breadcrumb it to you. They give it to you in small doses because you're not fully ready for all of it at once. So you have to be given it in small little doses, and it's just too much. It's too much for us to handle at once. So it's given in small breadcrumbs, so to speak, or small doses. And you just have to ask. Go out in nature, spend some time in the woods or the forest or the water or the beach or wherever you feel that is best for you, and ask. When you go for a walk, ask. Keep asking. Your higher self will see that you are diligent. You want to know, and you are questioning things, and you want to know your purpose and why you came here. And it will unfold the way it's going to unfold in the way it's supposed to. It may take a little while, it may take a few years, but you'll get little by little, and you'll be guided on that path. And people will come in that are there to show you or teach you or guide you, or you'll be there to guide them. It's all done so perfectly. It really, really is. If you lean into that trust, and that whatever you're experiencing, and whatever that is, whatever the case may be, the loss of my father last year, I know that there was a purpose behind it. And I know that he had to learn what he had to learn, and I know that he was here to teach me what I needed to be taught and what I needed to teach him, and there was a point where I was blaming myself, that how could I not have seen what was coming, and how could I have changed it? I went through that phase, and it was not easy, where you're blaming yourself and you're questioning and you're trying to figure out how this all happened and how it happened so fast. And I see more and more people going through those stages of grief where they blame themselves and they could have changed it. And if I only did this or I only did that, I could have done something. Why didn't I speak up more? Why didn't I, push him into doing this because he did that for me? And that's a really, really hard part of grief to go through, especially when you feel like you could have made a difference, or you could have somehow convinced him otherwise, or you could have been in there. If only I didn't leave the room like 5 minutes longer, if I would have stayed in there, he wouldn't have fell. If I wouldn't have walked out exactly when I walked out, he wouldn't have went in the bathroom and fell. And trust me, I went through that. Trust me, I questioned it. Trust me, I replayed that over and over again in my head so many times. And I know that if you went through that and you experienced that, it does get better as you realize that there's a divine plan for everything. And that I didn't have control over it. And that's what it proved to me and showed me. I didn't have control. I couldn't have stopped that, even if I tried. Because if I was in there and he didn't get up and try to go to the bathroom on his own, and he didn't fall, it would have happened maybe hours later, a day later, a week later. It would have happened some way, somehow. And, that we don't have that control as much as we think we do. The ego wants to believe that we do, but we don't. We don't. There's very little control that we actually do have. We are being guided and nudged on our path by our higher self, which is us, controlling this vessel. And you may think you're in control, and that's okay. That's the ego. That's the ego wants to believe that everything you do is you doing it. And that's okay. You'll realize that at some point when you lean into trust, and that there is a way higher power at play. There is a way higher being at play, controlling everything. and there's all kinds of spirit guides and angels, and the unknown, unseen world is so powerful in this game that we're in, called Earth. And yes, as I said, we do have free will, and they can only step in certain aspects. But things that happen that we think is tragic is really happening for our highest and greatest good, and for us and by us. It may not seem that way, but it is. And there's so much that we don't know, and that I want to talk about on here to essentially maybe help you to understand it better, and to bring you more to peace in knowing that you're not in control. And as I said, that's an egoic place. The ego wants control of everything, wants to know everything, wants to understand everything, wants to know each step that you take, and know that it's stepping on a firm foundation or platform, and that's far from the truth. Because if we did have that kind of control, man, we would have destroyed ourselves long, long ago. Yes, there's wars. Yes, there's people dying. Yes, there's massive tragedy with poorness and health, and you name it, the list goes on and on. But the fact of the matter is, this is all perfectly designed for a reason. And we will know that when we leave and transition over onto the other side to another form. We'll know it all again. But we needed the amnesia, we needed to have all of this, to experience it in this way, because if we knew everything, it wouldn't be enjoyable, it wouldn't be fun. Not to say that your experience is fun. I'm not saying that. But we would get bored very easily if we knew every single thing and we didn't have the amnesia coming here. And so I urge you to trust more in yourself, not only in yourself, but in the universe, and in God and Source, Divine, whatever you want to call it. Trust, lean into trust, and just become more dependent on you, not on the system, not on the external, but you. Become more dependent within you, going within and getting the answers. That's where we're headed. And I would love to hear your comments below on this video, on the content I'm talking about, what you feel about it, how you feel about it, and what you've been feeling with the energies, and what you've been experiencing. I would love to hear your stories. I would love to hear your truth, your explanation of what you feel in the universe and the unknown, and trusting in yourself, and how you've done it if you've been able to do it. I will speak more and more about these topics and what I've done and how I've gotten to where I am. Not to say that each and every day is a journey, and I'm leaning in more and more to enjoying the journey and not trying to get somewhere or get to the destination, but experiencing each and every day in the now, in the moment, and so I want to say that I hope you enjoyed today's Sunday sermon. With that being said, from my heart to yours, take care of yourselves and each other. I love you all from my heart. If you get out there, please, just smile at somebody, wave at someone, say hello, tell them they look amazing. That's changing yourself and helping to change the earth. One person at a time. I love you all. Take care of yourselves. I will see you soon. Hope you enjoy this sermon. Take care. Let's go, Wisdom Warriors. We got this.